Fall Guys. Cozy up and snuggle down, for tonight you experience the topsy-turvy world of Fall Guys. You wake to find yourself perched on the edge of what appears to be a very large pink shelf. Your legs dangle over the side, and as you look past your feet, you are surprised to see nothing but endless blue sky. Gripping tightly to the edge, you force yourself to explore further. Searching the expansive sky beneath you, you find nothing. No birds, no clouds, and no sign of the ground below. Your stomach churns and you become giddy. You feel as though you might fall. Taking a deep breath, you lean backwards and, by pushing against the surface with the palms of your hand, you begin to move away from the edge. Just as you begin to feel more secure, the shelf vibrates with the pattering of feet, and you hear excited voices behind you. To your surprise, the shelf begins to tilt, threatening to send you back towards the edge. Immediately, you roll onto your front, leap to your feet, and run. In front of you are a group of the strangest creatures you have ever seen. Oversized vegetables, huge bananas with faces, astronauts and deep-sea divers. There are even some with 2 heads, 1 animal and 1 human. They all look very different, but they all have very short legs and large, bulbous hands. The whole group are running frantically across the shelf, desperate to reach the other side. Beyond them, you observe the other end of the shelf rising into the sky. As more of the creatures try to cross over, the more the shelf tilts. You realize it is not a shelf at all, but a giant seesaw, its delicate balance disturbed by the weight of the creatures. You know the only chance you have of not falling off is to get to the center, to the pivot point. You run as fast as you can up the steep incline and push through the group. By going a little further, you feel the seesaw begin to slowly reverse its tilt. As the creatures begin to exit, the seesaw starts to rotate more and more. It goes past the point of balance and begins to tilt the other way. You run as fast as you can along the center and are relieved to get to the other side. There is no time to rest. Caught up in the group, you find you are not surrounded by strange creatures at all, but by people in costumes. They remind you of the contestants you have seen running in marathons, and you realize you are competing in a race. Thinking back to the giant seesaw, you realize it is an obstacle race. You wonder what the next challenge will be, but from your position in the group, it is difficult to see very much at all over the heads of the competitors. Suddenly, the runners at the front of the group have begun leaping into the air, and you find yourself off balance as the ground beneath your feet begins to move. The competitors have begun to disperse and are running in all directions. By waving your arms, you are able to find your equilibrium and momentarily observe your surroundings. You're standing on a giant rotating disc, which has 2 long beams. They are like the hands of a clock, fixed to a post at the center of the disc. The 2 beams are of equal length and rotating in different directions. They are moving quite quickly. One beam rotates clockwise at knee height, the other anti-clockwise at head height. You notice one of the competitors ahead of you, a bright yellow pineapple with green leaves for a hat, time their jump perfectly and clear the lower beam with ease. Another, a cockerel with a bright red comb, is not so skilled and gets knocked over. You need more time to compose yourself before attempting the lower beam, so you begin to move backwards. Unfortunately, you are caught out by the higher beam, which knocks you over from behind. You immediately scramble to your feet and without thinking, jump the oncoming beam. As you land, you drop and roll onto the next disc. Getting back to your feet, you realize to successfully navigate this final disc without getting knocked over will be extremely challenging. You want to avoid both beams. Like before, they are both moving quite quickly in opposite directions. Once again, you consider turning around and running away from the low beam, but there are now lots of competitors behind you and there is no way through. This time, instead of letting the disc carry you towards the beam, you begin running towards it. With perfect timing, you leap into the air, but instead of jumping over the beam, you make sure you land on it. Then, using the full force of your forward momentum, you push off from the beam and rise into the air. You feel the higher beam brush against the bottom of your feet as it sweeps beneath you. You land safely on the stationary platform at the far side of the disc. For now, you are alone, having gained a short advantage over the remaining competitors in your group. A few meters in front of you, the platform changes from a smooth, shiny surface into one covered in hexagon-shaped tiles. Observing closely, you notice the interlocking pattern has missing tiles which reveal the open sky. You know you have only a few moments to work out how the obstacle works before the competitors you left behind overwhelm and push you forwards. As the competitors ahead of you cross the hexagon grid, you see that each tile they step on illuminates briefly, then disappears. After a few moments, it reappears and is safe to step on again. You realize that it would not be wise to follow another player across the grid. You must choose your own path. What you don't yet know is whether any of the tiles you step on will disappear immediately, dropping you into the open sky. Glancing beyond the hexagon grid, you see a steep slope leading up to the huge archway. The ground beneath the arch is painted in a blue and white checkered pattern. You understand that this is the finish line, but it seems a long way off. You have waited too long. Suddenly, buffeted and jostled by the competitors who have caught up with you, you are forced onto the first of the hexagons. Quickly, before it can disappear, you step onto another. Within moments, the grid is filled with competitors, creating long lines of missing tiles. Some become trapped and find themselves falling through the sky. As the tiles become more crowded, you find yourself frequently changing direction in what becomes a desperate bid to reach the other side. Then you notice a line of complete tiles at the very edge of the grid. It leads straight to the other side. Confident you will succeed, you run along it only to find, as you near the end, another competitor takes your line. You watch in dismay as the tiles in front of you disappear. The gap is more than 2 tiles wide. There is no time to think, no time for hesitation. Instinctively, you accelerate as fast as you can, and on reaching the gap, leap into the air. For a second or two, time seems to slow down. The noise of other competitors fades away, and you feel as though you are flying. You see the arch at the top of the slope and imagine yourself soaring beneath it. You land with a thump and find yourself lying at the bottom of the final slope. Your field of vision is filled with the sight of the other competitors sideways on. For a moment you are confused, then realize that you have made it across the gap. Scrambling to your feet, You turn and run as fast as you can up towards the finish line. Short of breath and with your legs on fire, you raise your hands in the air as you cross the line. You hear a volley of cannons and streamers fill the air. You are surrounded by the other competitors, jumping up and down and wildly celebrating their achievement. The celebrations are short-lived, and the competitors begin to make their way to the start of the next obstacle course. Caught up in the excitement of it all, you think about joining them, but then a slight breeze brushes across your face. The air is warm and carries a rich fragrance. You breathe in deeply, and as you breathe out, you feel the strength in your legs give way. You walk slowly to the base of the arch, and using it for support, lower yourself to the ground. Looking back over the obstacle course, you are amazed to see how long it is, and how many difficult obstacles you had to overcome. You feel an immense sense of pride and would love to test yourself again. You turn to see the last of the competitors embarking on the next course, and you long to join them. But you're tired now. With the last of the streamers gently floating down to ground, surrounded by the warm, fragrant air, you close your eyes and drift away, awaiting your next adventure.